Well, if the Bulls and the Lakers are to meet again this year, it'll be in the NBA Finals, the last regular season game between the two teams. This played in Los Angeles, and yes, it was a rematch of the '91 Finals. The Bulls looking strong early. Michael Jordan to Scottie Pippen. He goes down the lane for the jam. The Bulls by 7. Lakers do fight back, though. James Worthy, the feed to AC Green for 2. The Lakers pull to within 1. But in the fourth quarter, the Bulls took control. Watch this fake by Michael Jordan. Right around his former teammate, blows Worthy by. It was the Bulls winning it 103-97. The Knicks try to make it 6 in a row. They were hosting Golden State. Knicks on the move. Mark Jackson goes behind the back to John Starks. He'll go in for the jam. New York by 6. The Warriors were tough today. Tim Hardaway comes up with the steal. Then he is going to go coast to coast. Forget the passing. He'll just take it all the way. Golden State stops the red-hot Knicks today, 120-113. Other games in the NBA, Washington down Orlando by 10. It was Cleveland beating Minnesota 106-95. Milwaukee took care of Seattle 122-106. In the third, Miami leading Charlotte. Also in the third this afternoon, Indiana with a 65-62 lead over Denver. In golf today, the final round of the Pebble Beach National Pro-Am, and with good weather out there, here are low scores. Mark O'Meara, who's won this tournament 3 times, on the 18th hole, knocks in the long birdie. He's in the lead at 13 under par. But Jeff Sluman had a chance to tie it with this putt. And it would go. The two tied at 13 under. They're in a playoff right now. We'll tell you who won this thing tonight at 10 o'clock. Mark O'Meara, if he wins it, it'll be his 4th time he has won at Pebble Beach.
That weather looks even better than what we had.
Yeah, it was.
I saw a lot of people out on the golf course today when I was
that's
coming
a tough course, but they have played real well because the weather's been so great.
Gotta love it. Thanks, Rick.
Yep.
Coming up, Gary's primetime forecast, and no, it's not Nintendo, but it still draws a crowd. We'll show you the Pinball National Wizards in just a minute. Don't go away.
People like Wendy's 99-cent super value menu for 2 good reasons. Good food and good price. Like Wendy's country fried steak. It's lightly breaded and cooked to a golden brown. Then served up with lettuce and mayonnaise for just 99 cents. Plus, when you add a Biggie drink and Biggie fries, each just 99 cents, you've got a great meal. It's all from Wendy's super value menu. Good food at a good price. Sounds good to me.
Wendy's 99-cent super value menu, the best food for your money.
You demand high-quality printing, finished on time at a reasonable price. You want Sprint Print. Our entire staff works hard to do more than satisfy your needs. We want to impress you with every computerized typesetting, printed on any size paper, any color, ink. Whatever you need printed, whenever you need it done, call Sprint Print and find out just how hard this company will work for your company. We pick up and deliver. Call Sprint Print, 2nd and Euclid. You're going to like what you get back.
The answer to life's richest puzzles.
Tomorrow night at 6:30, only on TV 13.
Dixie's Furniture and Gifts wants to move everything out to make room for new stuff. All gifts, jewelry, and toys reduced 25%. Plus wood bunk bed sets with mattress starting at $129. This Sofa Love seat and chair set has been reduced to $399. And if all you need is the sofa, they start at $188. Dixie's has coffee and end tables starting at $19 each. Lamps from $15.99. Plus reduced prices on dinettes, dressers, and chests. For all your furniture needs, Dixie's Furniture and Gifts, 1 block east of East 14th and Euclid.
In case you joined us late, we were dealing with some record temperatures out there, and it's worth hearing about one more time.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day today to be outside. In fact, let's take a peek at it right now. This is what's left of it, just maybe a couple seconds worth of daytime. Primetime's not looking bad. We came 1 degree today from setting a brand new record. Fair skies during your primetime. Temps will slip into the 40s, but that's unseasonably mild. Normally, we should be around 30 for a daytime high. Our primetime is going to be in the 40s. That's not bad.
We'll take it. Thanks, Gary. Here's a sports item you may have missed today. The finals of the International Pinball Championships being held in the Big Apple of New York City. 400 players from the United States, Canada, England, and Japan started the tournament. Right now, it's down to the final 16. Besides being a lot of fun, the event raises money for charity. For some of you younger kids who think Mario Brothers is the end-all, got to play some pinball. That's where it all began. Thanks for joining us. That's our news at 5. We'll be back with a complete update of all that is news, weather, and sports at 10 o'clock. Hope to see you then.
For around-the-clock news headlines in the Des Moines area, watch News Center 13 on Heritage Cable Channel 30 twice each hour.
Lock-in performance. Lock-in low cost. Lock-in safer handling. Lock-in rootworm control with Thymet insecticide. Thymet provides protection equal to diphenated lorspan, and it costs a lot less. And now, get Thymet in the new fast-loading lock-and-load closed handling system. So look again at Thymet and lock in more profits.
It's sale time at the Wiley Eye Care Centers. Buy a pair of single vision or bifocal glasses and we'll give you $30 off. If your purchase is trifocals, $35 off. And would you believe, $40 off progressive lenses, including Verilux. Our lenses are precision ground, manufactured in the Wiley Lens Lab by Wiley professionals to perfection. When it comes to fit, quality, price, and guarantee, it is always, and will continue to be, the Wiley Eye Care Centers. At Wiley's, the most important person is you. Come see us.
For better reception, tune to your local translator channel.
Haitian refugees sent back to their homeland by the U.S. government. The dream of coming to America fades.
This is NBC Nightly News, reported by Garrick, Utley.
Good evening. It is a familiar story. It is part of our history. People leaving their homeland for America and a better life. But the doors here are not always open. And so it is now for thousands of Haitian refugees who have been held at the U.S. military base at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Now they are being sent home. The first boatload left last night, the second today, and Fred Francis was there.
Rejected, defeated, and resigned, it is the worst of times for Haiti's boat people. The end of a 4-month Caribbean odyssey, during which 14,000 of them were plucked from the sea and are now being sent back to sea and home.
Enough of these people have been here long enough to realize that the vast majority of them are not going to the United States.
As the Haitians were leaving, 500 others, new arrivals, looked on, getting a sad glimpse of their future. Yesterday, as the first 150 boat people were repatriated, 203 others were rescued at sea and brought here.
The people are trying to do what they think they need to do. As far as I'm concerned, I'm saving them almost from themselves.
Many in the camp are angry about their uncertain fate. They chant, "We'll die when we go back." 34-year-old Silotisi Jean-Jacques volunteered to return, saying that 10 of his friends drowned getting here. After 3 months here, he is afraid to go back, but he must to show his 7 children he is alive.
But there is 7 kids back home.
A barbed wire clothesline is a fitting symbol of the Haitians' plight. American policy is forcing them home because, for the most part, they are just poor, not politically persecuted. The court ruling should dissuade many in Haiti from taking to sea in small boats. But the exodus will not stop immediately. 20% of those who make the perilous journey and get here will not be sent back to Haiti. They stand a good chance of getting into the United States. These are some of those lucky ones. Somehow they have managed to convince the U.S. government that they are in danger in Haiti. But for most of those who wait, their hopes for reaching America's golden shores collapse for good this weekend. Fred Francis, NBC News, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
We see the scene there. He asked the question, should the Haitian refugees be forced to go home? The human rights organization Amnesty International is following events there closely, and its executive director in the United States, John Healy, joins us this evening from San Francisco. Mr. Healy says the U.S. government says that they're being sent back home because they're fleeing poverty, not political repression. Do you disagree?
We completely agree at Amnesty, and we really disagree with this decision, Garley. The international law, this is an outrage. It's a killing fields in Haiti. These people simply should not be returned. It's an outrage to the Haitian people, the American people, and the international community.
But some of the refugees are being allowed to come here because they have been able to prove there's a political pressure there, a political problem. But are you saying that all of these refugees face dire consequences if they go home, a threat to their lives?
Yes, because they're seen as the supporters of the democratically elected president, and they are targeted for persecution in Haiti. And so they're sent back really to an area where the Tom-Tom Maku are killing people, and it's on the radio threatening to drink their blood.
But let me ask you a question I think many people are asking. The situation may be that bad there, but what is the obligation of the United States to open our doors to all of these thousands of people and thousands more who might come then?
Well, certainly the United States ought to open its doors to any population anywhere that's being threatened with death, torture, executions to the extent of 1,500 dead in the last month in Haiti. The United States has always been a haven for safety until it is safe to return home. These people are not safe to return home. It is a dangerous place to live.
Would you sum it up in a word as to what you see happening now the refugees are being sent home?
I think they're being sent home, but I think the international community, and I hope the American people, will get a hold of the president and say we should have a single standard for human rights. These people should be let in.
John Healy, Amnesty International, thanks for being with us this evening. And as we cover our world this Sunday, we'll see next what happened when an elephant went on a rampage at a circus in Florida. Also on our Focus Report this evening, a new way to shop. You join a club, buy in bulk, and save a lot.
Paradise surrounds me. There's no place like this on land. All my cares, they're behind me. The world's in my command.
The most magnificent resorts on Earth are on water. Royal Caribbean, the grand resorts of the 7 seas.
I use a shampoo for dandruff, but my scalp still itches like crazy.
You need new Scalpicin, the revolutionary scalp medicine for deep scalp itch, not ordinary dandruff. Scalpicin is not a shampoo. It's a clear liquid you don't wash away like shampoo. Apply Scalpicin anytime for deep scalp itch relief with medicine chosen by doctors over all these dandruff shampoo formulas. Scalpicin penetrates to relieve the itch and help prevent flaking.
The itch is gone.
New Scalpicin, the scalp medicine for deep scalp itch.
At Whirlpool, we believe you shouldn't have to think about your appliances. They should be so carefully designed, so solidly constructed, they'll do their jobs for years without your ever giving them a second thought. We're committed to building and backing all our appliances this way, and it shows in every one we make. So if you want appliances so well built you don't have to think about them, there's one name you should think about. Whirlpool.
Paul, you shoveled the driveway already? Oh, your back's hurting again? You need Motrin IB. Works great for backaches. You take the Motrin, I'll finish the driveway.
Motrin IB, the relief of Motrin in non-prescription strength.
For painful gas, which would you choose? Your antacid or Gas-X, the tablet made for gas. It's extra strength, 100% simethicone to fight gas faster. Faster than your antacid. Fight gas right with Gas-X.
The circus is a place for fun, the clowns and animals, including the elephants on parade. But for those who went to the Great American Circus in Palm Bay, Florida yesterday, something else happened. There was panic when an 8,000-pound elephant went on a rampage. A woman and 5 children were riding the animal. There was no way for them to get off as the animal thrashed about. Eventually, the people were rescued when the elephant was momentarily distracted. But then the animal resumed its terrifying run on the circus grounds. Police fired several dozen shots, finally killing the animal. 12 people were injured, none seriously. We turn now to news overseas this day. Also tragedy there. In Turkey, heavy snow and avalanches have taken a high toll. Some villages have been buried under the snow. At least 134 bodies have been found so far. Hundreds more are still missing there in Turkey. Back in this country, we turn to the courtroom, that theater of so much real human drama, and the stage is being set in California for the case just about everyone has seen. The video pictures of Los Angeles policeman Whites beating a motorist, a black, one night last March. Legal motions are being filed tomorrow. The trial begins on Wednesday, and Keith Morrison sets the scene.
In a brand new courthouse in a distant LA suburb called Simi Valley, the city's trauma is putting a little town on the map.
The big trial, we're hot stuff now.
Far enough away to be considered out of town.
I hope it gets over soon.
Far enough away to be considered a neutral place to try the 4 policemen accused of beating Rodney King. But electronically wired to living rooms everywhere. The courtroom in Simi Valley is now a marvel of TV trial technology. They've installed 6 TV cameras, microphones all over. And the media army will watch defense attorneys work to undermine the most celebrated home video in the annals of LA policing, the beating of Rodney King. They'll claim the real story began in the moments before the tape was turned on.
You need to understand what happened before the videotape in order to judge what you see on the videotape.
About what happened then, King and the police are at odds. But what the trial reveals will affect more than the future of the officers. And as technicians were wiring the courthouse, the police force was launching a new drive to win public support. A community policing plan, friendly, one-on-one contact from a force which in these neighborhoods has often been seen as the enemy.
You have officers putting sort of like a personal touch into what they, what they do on a regular basis, meaning getting out of the car, talking to people, listening to some of the problems, putting in that little extra time, quality time.
But many in an inner city polarized over the police see this as nothing more than cynical PR, a way for the embattled police chief Daryl Gates to burnish his image and hang on to power. Keith Morrison, NBC News, Los Angeles.
And in just a moment, we'll show you the biggest new thing in shopping.
Where do you want to be in 10 years?
Detroit to Minneapolis, Minneapolis to Detroit. That's not why I became a pilot. I'll tell you the run I want. St. Thomas to Saba Island. In my own Grumman Mallard. Call it Dave's Airways. That's what I want from my investments. Now, how do we do it?
You can get there from here with Shearson Lehman Brothers.
Flu epidemic declared. Entire U.S. affected. Fever, congestion, body aches. What will you do? Get serious medicine. Doctors recommend TheraFlu. TheraFlu is hot liquid medicine. Strong therapy for flu symptoms. Hot liquid therapy that works fast. What will you do when you get the flu? Doctors recommend TheraFlu. Strong therapy for flu symptoms.
You know, I grew up thinking that nothing had more iron than spinach. But ounce for ounce, prunes have the same amount. And they're a much better snack.
Sweet, delicious California prunes. Find out how good they really are.
Campbell's heard your healthy requests.
Low fat.
Less salt.
But lots of taste.
Here's our answer. New Campbell's Healthy Request ready-to-serve soups. All the great taste you want without some things you don't. New Campbell's Healthy Request. And healthy.
I'd like to talk to you about an invisible problem. The invisible bacteria that cause denture odor. Fortunately, antibacterial Efferdent kills those odor-causing bacteria for clean, fresh dentures.
Antibacterial Efferdent.
There's constipation and there's constipation.
Oh, yeah.
When it's this bad, take it to the max. New maximum relief formula Ex-Lax pills with 50% more Ex-Lax medicine for maximum relief.
Oh, yeah.
Take it to the max.
On Focus this evening, we look at shopping and a new way to save money. Shopping at warehouse clubs at wholesale prices. The savings are big, so are the quantities of what you buy. And Jeff Madrick takes us now into a new world of retailing.
786-7772. Welcome to the 90s, a warehouse club in Burbank, California, where you save by spending.
About $100 to $125 each time I come.
It seems like you spend a lot less.
That's why we come here, because the price is right.
150,000 square feet of space in which big sizes of everything from detergent soap to fresh meat to jewelry to computers are sold not merely at discount, but at a very deep discount. 25 to 40% off of typical supermarket and department store prices, and sometimes more. Where else can you buy 2 pounds of potato chips, 6 pounds of tortilla chips for $3.89 a bag? That's about 60 cents a pound. The problem is some people say they buy too much.
Well, like margarine comes in a 5-pound tin. It's a lot of margarine.
Now, how much did the total bill come to?
$811.46. Oh, dear.
One catch is you have to store all the goods at home. Do you have to make more space in your basement, your garage?
I bought another refrigerator downstairs, and I have 2 refrigerators and freezers now. I moved the car out, and now I have my Price Club section, and then the car is outside now.
This store in San Diego was America's first warehouse shopping club. It opened in 1976.
Really a warehouse, concrete floor, open ceiling, open beam ceiling.
Robert Price and his father Saul originally intended to be wholesalers for small store owners who could not buy in bulk. But at first, no one came.
We couldn't keep a cashier busy, and we had to park employee cars in the front lot to make it look like we were open, and it was very tough times for a while.
Only when Price opened the store to members of local credit unions did the Price Club take off. Now, members of credit unions and selected other organizations can get it wholesale also at 73 Price Clubs across the country. Last year, sales hit $6.5 billion. Phyllis Cates runs a home for handicapped young adults and stores her goods all over the house.
Their quality is wonderful, and the prices, we've checked everywhere, just really can't be beat.
Warehouse buying is spreading throughout the country, and there is talk now of expanding the variety of products offered. Soon, the Price Clubs themselves may be offering deep discounts on travel and other leisure time products. Jeff Madrick, NBC News, San Diego.
A look into the future in the no-frills American economy. We'll be back in just a moment.
Well, actually, we've always tried to watch what we eat. I mean, okra and garlic are, what, part of our lives.
Now we hear a lot about garlic.
Yeah.
So we take Kwai odor-free garlic tablets.
And you know, they really are odor-free.
Millions of Europeans have been taking Kwai odor-free garlic tablets for years. It's part of their daily diet. It's the best. And now it's available in this country, too.
Kwai is available at quality drugstores, health and natural food stores, and general nutrition centers. Kwai, science and nature working for you.
Have you tried Folgers coffee singles?
One coffee
In its own filter.
Singular sensation, every single cup you brew. It's like brewing a whole pot. One cup at a time. Singular sensation, fresh brewed morning for you. There's ground roast in here.
In its own filter.
Folgers, singular sensation, just for one.
Folgers coffee singles. One sensational way to wake up.
Morning breath.
As soon as I have my coffee, it's all gone.
Whether you admit it or not, it's a problem.
Okay, I have morning breath, but it doesn't bother anyone.
Don't be so sure.
Mine's not so bad.
Morning breath's not as bad as you think. It's worse. So get Scope. Its 2 powerful ingredients kill 90% of the bacteria that cause morning breath.
Was my morning breath really that bad?
There's no denying morning breath, so save your breath with Scope.
The glorious freshness of mint. Nobody knows it better than Polident. That's why there's a splash of mint in every Polident tablet to leave your dentures feeling gloriously clean and fresh. Get super strength Polident with a splash of mint.
I need a laxative that can work dependably.
Doxidan can.
But can it be gentle?
Doxidan can. Doxidan works dependably overnight with a special ingredient for gentle relief.
Dependable, yes. Gentle, yes.
Doxidan can.
Every time it rains.
The Discover card pays a cashback bonus on every penny you charge.
Pennies from heaven.
It pays to Discover.
Looking ahead now to the coming week, developments in the economy will be closely watched. On Capitol Hill, the president's advisors testify on Tuesday about the economy and possible tax cuts. On Friday, the government releases the unemployment rate for January. It was 7.1% in December. The country and the candidates will be watching. And on Saturday, the 1992 Winter Olympics open in Albertville, France. But perhaps Almost nowhere does the week ahead offer more hope than in El Salvador. Remember the war there? The death squads, the massive American military aid and press coverage of the conflict? Well, this weekend, a formal ceasefire took effect. The government and guerrilla forces have agreed to lay down their arms. Correspondent Robin Lloyd, who covered much of the war there, looks back and ahead.
The cheers are for peace. The once clandestine guerrilla radio station now broadcasts openly. The war's end has rekindled hopes for freedom and social justice. Hopes that 12 years ago died with the death of Archbishop Oscar Romero, a victim of right-wing death squads. More than 70,000 deaths followed, 800 death squad victims a month, among them American nuns and Jesuit priests killed by the military. The war began as a class conflict, but quickly became a battle of ideologies. To combat what it considered to be a communist insurgency, the Reagan administration poured in military advisors and money, $4 billion over 12 years. Dusty villages like Suchitoto became battlefields, and the villagers the pawns. But now Suchitoto has returned from the dead.
Right here, this is her home right there.
People like Imelda Peña have come home. She is one of 750,000 Salvadorans who fled to the United States. The military burned her family's farm.
So you want to rebuild here?
Yes. This is my home that here I've grown up.
Signs of reconciliation, unthinkable just 2 years ago, are everywhere. Even the American ambassador is now meeting regularly with guerrilla commanders. Political tolerance has increased dramatically. Leftist leader Ruben Zamora, once a condemned enemy of the state, is now a powerful voice in the legislature.
I have been in this country living and fighting for 30 years without any chance. Now I have a chance. I am going to seize it.
But the grassroots economic issues which triggered and fueled this bloody conflict still remain. The years of war have left many of El Salvador's wealthy even richer, and many of the poor even more desperate.
Under the peace accord, wealthy landlords will give up some land, but many say not enough. Justice may also prove to be elusive. Few military officers have ever answered for the massacres and killings here. Salvadoran President Alfredo Cristiani is promising a tight rein on all extremists.
We will be hard on any group from any side that wants to use violence to disturb what the Salvadorian people have now achieved.
But the death squads remain. Church leaders and other reformers still receive death threats.
I think it's very possible that the most reactionary forces in the country will start up the violence again.
But for now, there is peace. The treaty calls for disarming the guerrillas and reducing the armed forces by half. Salvadorans are united in their weariness of war, but sharply divided on how to prevent its return. Robin Lloyd, NBC News, Suchitoto, El Salvador.
And that is our look ahead and at our world on this Sunday evening. Tom Brokaw will be here tomorrow. I'm Garrick Utley. Good night for NBC News.
He killed his own parents and blamed his best friend. The story is shocking. The movie is even better.
We need a little fun.
The performances are outstanding. One of the very best true crime dramas of the year. It's a must-see piece of television.
You're in big trouble, son.
Based on a true story. Deadly Betrayal, only on NBC tonight.
This week, Richard Gere, Kim Basinger, and that man with the winning smile. David Letterman, this week on Today.
The Happy Network.
You demand high-quality printing finished on time at a reasonable price.